What's up guys? So in today's video I'm going to be collaborating with both Nev and Yeti, covering some of the major topics in the game such as Relics and a whole bunch of other stuff. But before we get to that, a quick word from my sponsor. This video is being brought to you by Pimpo, your one-stop SWGOH mod service by the mod father himself. If you're one of the many players who doesn't understand mods or doesn't have the time or interest to sort them out, Pimpo can do it for you. He offers a full inventory cleanup, will level them and sort out your farming goals going forward. He'll also sort out loadouts for whatever game modes you want and gives you a big boost in your Grand Arena and Territory War performances. What's up guys? So you've asked for more collabs and that's exactly what you're getting today. We're going to be discussing a bunch of topics that are really relevant to the game right now, such as Relics, and I've brought a few buddies in with me. We've got my mate Nev. Say hi Nev.
Hello there ladies and gentlemen.
So how you been, mate?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Chugging along. Had some lovely things happen to me recently. I've got the new co-host spot on the Escape podcast. Unfortunately, Scotty left, so I've had to step into the breach there. But that's all good news for me, mate. And the regular channel's just chugging along, nearly at 1 year's content.
Well, our podcast got a great new host. Got on great with Scotty, but you know you're an excellent replacement. I'll be looking forward to joining you guys.
Well, I look forward to having you on the show for sure.
And with us as well today, we've got my buddy Yeti. Feel free to introduce yourself and tell people about you and your channel.
Hey guys, SWGOH here. I'm more of a newer account, and basically when I started, I looked around on YouTube and I couldn't find anything for like smaller GP, newer stuff, and I had no idea what was happening with GAC and stuff like that with normal Grand Arena when I first got into it. So I was like, I'm just going to record everything and stick it up there. So if people who are newer to the game can find it, then great. If not, and then I try to make as much content as I can, you know, with the limited resources that I have.
Well, that's how I started as well, mate. I couldn't find anyone on Twitch in the early days. I was a brand new player, and I thought, well, there's got to be other people in the same boat as me, so I'll just start. And you know, if you stick with it, it grows.
Yeah, it's been kind of a steady, like. My old guild alliance is actually really good about they let me like stay in their Discord and stuff, even though I moved on to an HSIS guild and such. But
right.
And it's pretty good because they have one guild that's just for new players, so I get a lot of content out to them, and then I try to make stuff for something like territory wars and territory battles, like, you know, countering teams, because a lot of times people, I don't know, they're not very comfortable attacking things that they've not done in their arena, and because arena is only like 1 or 2 teams, it makes it really difficult. So I use a friend of mine's account to set up battles for me in my squad arena, and then I try to video it and walk them through it, like how to beat these teams with the counters that I've got.
That's awesome stuff. Be sure to check out both of these channels. I'm going to put a little pop-up on screen so you can find them both. Highly recommend you subscribe to both of them. So let's get straight into the meat of today's discussion. Relics, good or bad for the game?
It's a mixed bag. It's a genuine mixed bag. It's crazy because I'm going to throw an idea out. I think there might not be a new meta for a while because I think relics are the meta. I think that's what they're planning.
That's quite possible.
I think it gives a lot of teams a chance to get one in the arena. That's for sure. Like, I mean, think of a fully relic CLS team. That, I mean, you're not beating that.
Like, the damage output would be insane. All these counters.
And the stat sharing from R2D2 is insane. I mean,
exactly
think about
what
that.
In Gear 13, top list.
Yeah. So it's one of those, like, you get, even if you've only got like R4 and R5 on that team, I mean, they're going to just destroy stuff. And it's over before you have a chance, kind of thing. Just sort of like with Grievous at R7, if you're rolling a Darth Revan team at him, like it's over before you've got a chance to do anything. And I can tell you right now, just having relics on Jedi Revan and GMY, I don't have any problems climbing the arena. I haven't lost since I relicked them.
Yeah, likewise. I've just been running straight through Relic 7's, like, absolutely nothing. Even when my Grievous was Relic 1 or 2, now he's 4. It's just even more ridiculous, to be honest. It's the meta right now is speed and relics.
Yeah, basically. I don't think speed matters in some of those cases. I think it's mechanics and relics. Like if you can go first through your mechanics, like with Han shoots first, I mean you've got
Fair
an
point,
incredible advantage.
Yeah, I mean I'm getting first due to exploiting BB's kit. I'm way behind in speeds on my mods, using his kit to get it first and just wipe everything out before they even get going.
Yeah, exactly. Like Grievous is easily the best bang for your buck relic you can do.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best relic in the game at the moment because you only need one character and you can wipe out the entire meta and you can take out several teams with him. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and if you also have the Sept droids to go along with it, you can easily switch in and use it on Jedi Revan too. So
yeah,
like there's no stopping you. Essentially, there's no team that's going to just be sitting in your optimal path that's going to make you go around it.
Yeah, which is exactly what I'm doing. I just walk through anything that's there. I just go straight through it. What do you think, Nev?
Well, I'd agree with Yeti. It's a mixed bag. There are so many wonderful variables regarding relics. Now, I would argue that the relics is more end game. So people that have been playing for quite some considerable time now, their arenas are going to be considerably more affected than someone that started. There's been a lot of doom and gloom and doomsayers saying that new free to play are screwed and new accounts are screwed. Well, the thing is, in an arena shard with new accounts, especially starting and maybe up to 3 to 6 months, the metas in those arena shards are different. They're not going to have relics. But now that relics are in the game, people will be building teams differently. So a starting arena shard, the first 3 metas are usually Empire, Jedi, Phoenix.
Yep,
now,
that's usually what it is.
I don't think that for in the first 3 months that's going to change. People are still going to go for Phoenix, and they're still going to go for Empire, and they're still going to go for Jedi. But now that relics have been brought into it, people are going to be farming differently. They're going to be buying differently. Some people are going to, try and go hard for the Grievous. Some people are just going to stick with farming and go hard for Jedi Knight Revan or maybe even Darth Revan. So it really, really, really does. Relics really, really does provide so much choice to new people coming into the game. It's not so, there's not a lot of massive choice for old school gamers. It's more a case of people have already got their Gear 12s, they've already got their Gear 13s, and people are now just trying to work out what's a good team to take my Gear 13 to Tier 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And we know that CLS is good. CLS is looking good. We know that Grievous is looking good. We know that Revan, Darth Revan is still looking good. And we know that some of those lower tier squads, even a Jedi Knight Revan, like you said, if you were to put the relics on Revan and GMY, you can climb fast. You're probably going to get knocked back just as fast, but you can still climb. So it's rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock all over again, which is what everyone's been asking for.
To be fair, that's a good call. I mean, I've seen a lot more variation on my arena shard lately, because I mean there are relics down to the 200s on my shard. It's fairly old. And as a result, a lot of new faces have been popping up, and the guys in my shout chat like, who's this? How are they getting up? It's just because of the sheer damage boosts that are coming onto the lesser teams that had kind of been like pushed aside. And now with the new stacks to damage, offense and such, Yoda in particular is able to just like one-shot everything and just climb right to the top.
Yeah, I mean, one squad that really hasn't been mentioned that I think is absolutely some of the best relics in the game are going to be the Night Sisters.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
Relics.
Yeah, you put a relic on Daka. I mean, there's a guy in my shard that has R7 Daka that has like 160,000 health or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I refuse to attack it. Like I used to just walk right through his team, but now I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go around that.
Yeah, yeah, I can't blame you. I've actually got an R3 Daka myself, and I'm able to use it to get like 3 waves out of 4 on phase 4 of Geonosis TB, just by simply not being able to die. The bombing run and the clones attacking Daka can't kill her before she can just revive the entire team and increase the stacks of her health due to her Zeta.
Yeah, and one of the guy who has that R7 was telling me about P3. He can't get Daka to die. Like, his guild doesn't let him do more than 25% damage, but he can't die. So he like stops toppling Daka after like a few topples, because he stops toppling Treya, because he can't get his zombie, which has also like R5 or something and like 100,000 health, and he can't get his like zombie and Daka to die, so he just like basics and clears the entire phase.
I would say that those Night Sisters still are going to need speed. I mean, on my YouTube account, I've got a level 2 Relic Revan. That's it. Everybody else is gear 12, and I absolutely chewed through a full gear 13. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Relics weren't high. There was a couple of 5s in there, but apart from a couple of 5s, everything else was 2 and 3. There was a Night Sister Spirit in there, and I chewed through it in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
nice.
All my it was just a regular bog standard Jedi Knight Revan, but my Jedi Knight Revan did have a level 2 Relic on it. But I zoned in on Daka, and Daka had a level 2 or a level 3 Relic. I zoned in on her, chewed through her 3 times, and then the rest of the team just absolutely collapsed. So and when I looked at the mods, it was the speed. It was the speed of the other Night Sisters. It was just I was looking at it thinking, this is going to be difficult, but I need to do a test. So I figured they're there. I still had 2 battles left, and I was amazed at how quickly I was able to chew through them. And that was just with just a gear 12 Revan squad, but obviously my Revan being gear 13 with level 2 Relic on it. So it's all well and good having a full gear 13 Night Sisters with multiple relics at multiple different levels, but with regarding the Night Sisters, if they haven't got the speed to be able to put those debuffs out, and for the zombie to be able to constantly be taunting, then they were easy to beat, which surprised
what
me.
I said earlier, speed and relics.
yeah But it's also one of those where like Darth Revan still needs the speed. If you, a non-relic Darth Revan team is going to take down a relic Darth Revan team if they've got the speed advantage.
Yeah, because once Basila's got going and all the debuffs aren't working, game over.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how hard you're hitting if you're not actually freezing anybody with fear or anything. So what do you guys think about the changes to the user interface right now?
I think they're sleek. I mean, everything looks nice. They're just not super intuitive. Like, it's not one of those ones where you just look at it and you just are like, oh, that's where I go. Oh, that's what I do. And there's a lot of dead space. So whereas it looks nice, it's weird. And like now the counter timer is really small. Like, why? Why did you do that?
I know. I saw that as well.
I'm already squinting at chat when I'm streaming and stuff. Now I get to squint at the text in the screen, the counters in the screen, and then there's big areas where there's just nothing. Why have you left them so bare?
And it's weird because they've like when you go ahead and you open up like a player card, right? I'm doing it right now just as I'm saying this, but it's like you go and you open it up, and there's just like everything is small on a mobile game that's supposed to be played on a small phone. And it's like you go and you look at what where your stats are. It's this tiny little button now, and it's hidden like underneath the mod layout. With the mod layout smaller than it was as well, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know if they changed that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like I don't know why you're fixing something that works just fine.
If
it ain't left the mod bit alone entirely.
Yeah,
I don't know why they changed that, because now when you click on the mods, it takes you directly to that specific mod. I just want to get into mods.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I have to go directly to something and then go back a step to get to what I was trying to do. I'm not quite sure what that change was about myself.
Yeah, it was one of those ones like when they did it, I just was looking at it going like, what? Why? What? And I was trying to do like my farming, and I was on a phone, and I was just like at a restaurant trying to like get my energy cleared out quickly, just like oh, let's just do this discreetly. And meanwhile, I'm like looking at my phone, like how do I get how do I get to the shard farming? Like, can I just? Is this like, hello? Can I have a shard farming, please? But yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, I kind of get why they're doing it. They're gonna go like, oh, we've updated the user interface and it's much nicer now. Whatever. I mean, we'll all get used to it, but
Yeah.
it was one of those like, why didn't you take the effort of doing that to give us our battle logs?
Yeah, where are the battle logs?
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be on GG, but no one said anything to me yet. And you know, I would expect the likes of RSG to be reporting on something like that, because obviously they do daily live streams. But there's nothing yet, apparently. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing yet.
Yeah, I've been twiddling my thumbs waiting for battle logs to finally arrive in the game. It's something that I've really pushed for and I want to see. I understand it won't stop all cheating. The people that subtly cheat in and able to, you know, they're using like decent characters but then boosting their stats and such, that's a different matter. But for the most outrageous cheats, the people that are putting Cup in their team and then, you know, everything's on defense except like Cup and Mace and they're taking out your squads, they will be the types that will be caught and exposed by this. But it's still not there and cheating's still going on. One of my guildies actually, he got the points and everything refunded to him because somebody so blatantly cheated against him just last week.
Yeah. Well,
no battle logs yet.
Well, the battle logs which were discussed prior, obviously they brought it in. I think they brought it in during Phase 3. I like probably a few other people, we were expecting this battle log information to be readily available for Phase 4, you know, for the final phase of this GAC on GG. I mean, I don't know why. It's not there to stop cheating. It's merely there to discourage stupid cheaters.
Yes, exactly.
Because obviously an intelligent cheater is going to use a team that could probably beat a squad, but they're just going to tweak things here and there. The idiot cheaters are the people like you just said, people that think, oh, well, I'll just cheat and use Cup to beat this squad. We see the battle log, we go, you're an idiot. I can see you've cheated. I'm going to report you and you're going to get banned because you tried to, you know, you tried to beat me and you did cheating using Cup. You're gone. But it's, you know, so battle logs aren't going to stop the, you know, the intelligent cheaters that will be like, right, well, I'm going to use my Darth Revan Malik team, but I'm going to do it so that I get 57 or 56 points. Again, you know, so it's just there to discourage the idiot cheaters, really. But it's still not there, and it needs to be.
Well, I think the worrying thing about all of this is now they don't respond to the forum submissions on cheating. They just don't. Like before, it was really easy. You see somebody you suspect of cheating, you send Leviathan a message on the forums. A couple of days later, he lets you know that they're looking at him. That person never is a problem again. Now, nope, no response, no nothing. They don't.
I agree. I've still not even had a response to that outrageous cheat we had before. You know, where everything was on defense and he was left with randoms that are like gear 11 to 9. Total non-synergy randoms. You get 62 bannering Darth Revan and stuff.
That was the Twiglet episode, wasn't it?
That was, the Fat Finger Twiglet episode.
The Fat Finger Twiglet episode.
And just don't even get responses about it. So that's just got brushed under the rug.
Which I think that's the more worrying thing than where's battle logs. Because before there was a path to getting this righted. Now there's just not. The in-game report has never done anything. There has been like some blatant cheaters in my arena squad and arena, and then we've, you know, add like the whole shard chat comes together and all report him in game. Nothing happens.
We've got two that we've done that too on my shard, in fact, because they were climbing with like the most ridiculous teams that are just not possible, and they're beating you in 20 seconds. They're running through meta teams in 20 seconds with the most ridiculous, impossible comps, and they're still there. One of them did get banned, and then he got unbanned and went straight back to doing the same thing.
I think that one of the other things with regarding Relics is the discouraging of free-to-play cheats, and that's why we need the battle logs. You think about it. A whale or a kraken is not going to cheat because they don't need to, because they're going to be leveling up their relics. Someone, the primary people that are going to be cheating, and they're going to be the free to play that can't afford relics. So if you've got a squad with relics and you've got a battle log and you're beaten comprehensively by somebody with just level, gear 11 or gear 12 or gear 13 without any relics because the cheat can't afford relics, a battle log instantly goes, yep, you cheated. There is no way that you're going to get past my level 7 relic Grievous. So that's, I do think that the relics is definitely going to help catch cheaters out, but we've got to get them battle logs.
Yeah.
I really hope we get them soon. It's not going to fix all the problems, but it's going to fix some of it and go towards where they eventually, I don't know, have some sort of algorithm that'll properly catch everybody that's changing the code within the game to actually allow these cheats to take place.
Well, that's kind of like one of my hopes when I was reporting people in the forum, is they'd be able to look at the data and go, okay, well, this data is like out of, like it can't happen. So this is something like we can use this to help build an algorithm to find people doing this.
Yeah, that's what I thought they could be able to do, but for whatever, I don't know the coding, so I'm not a programmer, so I don't know if that's something that's easy. But I would have thought they should be able to see that.
It should be. I was talking to somebody about it who does this, who's programming for living, and he was like, he should be able to definitely have hard tolerances that they say like that. Certain things shouldn't be able to do, and it would be like that.
Shouldn't be able to do 100,000 damage.
Yeah. Well, now, like I said, drop one shot of freaking Malik with GMY. So.
Well, that's a point. Yeah, maybe Relic 7 Cup can.
What they'll need to do is, they will need to adjust the algorithm, but basically everybody's scripts, the stuff that gets sent off to the servers, the algorithm, they will simply have to design the algorithm intelligently enough so that the information that we send back in a battle is in effectively keywords. So it would be like, there'll be a script word for cup, and then there'll be the damage that they've done.
Yeah. Something like that.
And they just, it takes, I do understand, it will take them time to correctly write the script for an algorithm that catches every single character. And they just have to set up keywords. In my mind, what they'll be doing is they'll be setting thresholds. So they'll be setting thresholds for damage, because they're going to be looking primarily at attacking, not defending. Because they're going to be looking at attacking, not defending. So people cheating on defense by cheating and setting, I don't know if it's possible to do that. It might be, it might not, but they're going to be looking primarily at offense, and they'll just have to try and set up as many keywords in the script as possible so that there is a red flag in the algorithm set up for every character and a threshold for damage for that character. And then if there are lots of red flags, if there's only like 1 or 2 red flags in the script, then they're probably not going to look at it. But if there's multiple red flags, so if, every single battle and every single character was doing damage that they should not have been doing, then there'll be a go at that account, look at it and go, right, why is your unmodded GR team hitting for 20, 30, 40,000 for every single hit? Why is your, Night Sister team hitting? But it is going to take them time to do it. And I look at the user interface and I go, you spent an awful lot of time on something that nobody asked for. No one's going, wow, why haven't you diverted that developer attention to, coming up with a more, for all I know, and for all we know, they could have already done this. And they're not talking about it because they don't want the cheats to know.
It's quite possible that these things are going in stealth.
It is an intelligence thing. You do not tell the people that are cheating how you're going to capture them cheating. So we're not going to get some big blog post saying, "Oh, this is how we're going to catch the cheaters." CG ain't going to do that. CG are going to be like, right, okay, are we set Leviathan? Yes, we are. Right, launch GAC, launch the algorithm, and let's get. So they might already have this, and they're simply not telling us because they do not want to alert the cheats.
Yeah.
And they don't want to alert the cheats to the methods that they're using. And hey, we're going to catch every single one of you using this method for cheating. We're going to catch you this GAC. But they don't want to tell people, and they don't want to tell the cheaters. So not knowing anything could be a good thing. It could be that they've got everything set up, and we just have to sit back and, wait for the proof will be in the statistics that CG release after this GAC. If they come back and go, we captured and permanently banned 250 cheats or 1,550 cheats. Yeah. And we'll be like, really? Wow. Okay.
That'd be nice to hear.
How did So it might be that it might just be an announcement. The newer logarithm that we're using to find the cheats is working brilliant. These are the cheats we found, and the people who suffered the unintended consequences as a result of these cheaters are getting the rewards that those cheaters got. Things like that. So we might not be hearing anything back from Leviathan regarding cheating because they might already know the guy's cheating.
Right, and that's the case.
And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that is the case.
Yeah, it's really possible. It could be something like they're also might be doing like a test run or something like that, seeing if it actually works, like checking their work and stuff on this GAC bracket. Running all the data, looking for the flags, and then going through each of those player data just to see how effective it is. Like, okay, yeah, this is outside the tolerances. This guy's cheating. But I mean, it could be. I don't know if I don't know. Honestly, if that's what they're doing. I hope so. I really hope so. Nothing's more discouraging than seeing someone cheat in the way that happened in DB official stream. Like that's really crushing.
Pretty blatant.
Yeah, that was egregious.
Let's hope that gets sorted and we finally get these battle logs. Hopefully that will happen soon. But well as all that, what about the rumors of General Anakin Skywalker and the additional characters to the 501st? What do you guys think?
I mean, I'd love to have more Anakins. More. I mean, we're still waiting on Jedi Luke. I mean,
yeah. Where is Jedi Luke? I thought that was going to come years ago.
It's one of those. I'd love to see also Luke's X-wing with R2 and CLS as their pilots. I'd love to see that. I'm a little bit surprised that never came in. That seems like a no-brainer, like an absolute slam dunk no-brainer, and it would have been perfect to go along with the Falcon to make. And then you roll out, your negotiator and stuff like that, because you've got basically your ship version of Malik, and in this Rebels team, and now you've got a counter to the Rebels. I don't know. I think you've touched on something there, and that's what I think will be the case with Luke Skywalker's X-wing. We've got the negotiator coming out at the moment, right? People that you've got to let everybody get the negotiator. Then then you've got to let them get it up to 7. You've got to let the ship meta change. And then, at some point next year, they will release a Death Star raid. And the prize, there'll be a Death Star raid, and the prize will be Luke Skywalker ship. Just like Traya and Han and General Kenobi, the shard reward for that raid will be Luke Skywalker's Luke Skywalker's X-wing. And we will get Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. It's just that it's not going to be it won't be until next year, minimum next year.
I get the feeling you're right, because we got the 9th movie coming now as well. We got the Mandalorian show, we got the Return of the Clone Wars show. Any Rebel type content is going to be pushed way back.
Yeah, I think Mandalorian, we're going to see a couple of marquees, but I don't expect any legendaries. For episode 9, it's weird. Like I think it'll be a full new thing. Like it'll be a new thing. They'll work in the Resistance and First Order like factions, but I think there'll be new teams, completely new teams with new characters that we're gonna have to farm, because I mean First Order and Resistance are so old. How are they monetizing it?
Yeah. I hope we get a bulk of new characters for it, because it seemed like we didn't really get a lot with the 8th movie.
Not really, no. Just like Holdo Rose.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, I know, right? Like what everybody wants.
Well, I think there's if I'm being honest, I think there's two legendaries. I think the Mandalorian will be a legendary.
Oh, really?
I think they'll bring in five. I think they'll bring in five marquee characters from the Mandalorian. I mean, there's some
Oh, that'd be a pain of a
there's
legendary.
some good ones.
Yeah.
You've got Gina Carano, you've got Carl Weathers. These are all big actors. They're probably going to have parts in this TV show that are very, very popular. It's going to be on Disney Plus. Disney Plus are more than likely going to be marketing this game. So in November, I reckon there's going to be five marquees, and then the legendary, which will be the Mandalorian, Pascal, will be at the end of the show. And at the end of the show, they'll do a legendary, just like they did with Phoenix. They released the Phoenix. The Phoenix came out, and then we needed them for Thrawn. So I think they'll bring out five marquees for the Mandalorian, and then they'll make the Mandalorian the legendary character. And regarding Episode 9, I think they'll do two, maybe three marquees. Veteran Lando is guaranteed to be a marquee, and I think that they will do. I think they will do Veteran Lando as a marquee, and I think that they will do. General Solo as a marquee, and then they will make three characters that people don't farm from the Resistance added to those two marquees. The five characters needed in order to get the legendary Jedi Knight Rey.
Here's a crazy idea. As we're talking about veteran Lando, do you think there's a chance that we're going to get an actual veterans team with some synergy?
That'd be
like
cool.
A rework on Han and Chewie, and then have him with Lando, and then make them work with guys like C-3PO, R2-D2, that kind of thing, and maybe something like I don't know, General Leia from the last iteration of the film or something.
I think that would be very, very cool. Actually, I think if they bring out, obviously General Solo is going to have the leadership ability.
Yeah.
And it's that perfect mixture of, yes, it'd be cool in the game, but it also appeases the SJWs in Disney, because it's Leia in charge of all the old men.
Yeah.
And then you can just any fourth person, any fourth person on the end of that team. I don't think there's any other they could do a Hermit Luke as a marquee, and then you have Leia in charge, Hermit Luke, and then the three veterans. I think that would be an awesome team. I do think that would be a badass team, because people would collect it. I would definitely want it, because it's all old school characters.
Here's the crazy thing: you make that Hermit Luke sort of like Hermit Yoda, no attacking function, but has all this like control and things that he can do, because that's kind of what he did in the film.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty slick.
Blue milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see these veterans actually get some sort of use. The two that we have to farm previously, Veteran Han and Veteran Chewie, they just kind of have no purpose in the game still.
Yeah, and they're painful.
Yeah, that's why. The whole them moving them from 16 to 12, that was a big flashing red light to me that said they want people with JTR. I think that you're going to need JTR to get the new legendary. You're going to need JTR to get the legendary new JTR, just like you needed Farm Boy Luke to get CLS.
Yeah,
we'll probably need both of them somehow to get the next Luke.
And that's why they've reduced it. So anybody out there that does not have JTR, this is why they've reduced the vets from 16 to 12. They want people with JTR, so that you've got JTR and you've got whatever other Resistance characters that they want. And I think it'll be veteran Lando, General Solo, and a couple of other Resistance characters needed to get the next iteration of Rey.
Yeah, I think definitely with the movies coming up, you have to, if you can, if you've got the resources to do so, you've got to get all those Resistance characters, because there's got to be something big coming their way, without a shadow of a doubt. The last time the 8th movie came out, nothing particularly impressive happened for them, but with the 9th movie, something has to. It's the closure of the trilogy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a raid that's in their era. We've already got a Clone Eras one, we've got an original era one, we've got an Old Republic era one. We don't have a new trilogy era raid, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that come along shortly after the movie as well.
Yeah, see, this is why I think that this is another reason why I think they rushed. I mean, we can all agree that Relics was rushed, right?
Yeah.
It came
Relics
came out too fast. And I think the reason why they've rushed it out is because of the new TV content. This would not, I don't think that this was a CG decision. I think this was a Lucas decision to rush the. I think that they've said, look, this is the Relics. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to bring them out at the beginning of next year. And Lucas were like, no, we've got Disney Plus launching. We've got The Mandalorian coming out in November. We've got the movie coming out in December. People are going to go watch these TV shows. They're going to watch this movie. We want this content out now because new people are going to come into the game and we want their money, because new players, whales and free to play are going to come into this game as a result of watching those TV shows and movies.
That's the point. The game always gets a nice boost in popularity around when new content comes in
when
TV
exactly,
and movies.
Exactly. When new content comes out, the game always gets a boost in interest. And that's why I think that CG pushed this. It's not going to be, nobody is going to say officially, yeah, look, we didn't want to bring Relics out this way. We were told to. But when I was at Celebration, I had chats with a couple of the developers. And they did tell me that some things that are introduced in the game are not introduced because they want them introduced. It's because they have been told by Lucas, put this goes in the game now. Make this happen now. We want this in the game now. And then they get they get these purple patches where they get to introduce stuff into the game that they want to do. But
that sounds like most developer situations. So.
Yeah, exactly. They produce the game, they make and produce the game, but ultimately, there are bosses above CG that can say, look, we would like this in the game now. Can you do it now? We would like this in the game in a month or two. Can you do that now? And the last thing you want to do is annoy your boss. You want to keep your boss. You want to keep your bosses happy. So it's like, yeah, we can roll that out. And they've got, CG have got the. Think about it. The next Q&A, it's going to be the number one question that gets asked. Why did you introduce Relics so soon after Gear 13?
Yeah, I mean the cadence is incredibly fast.
It was, really has been.
And that will be the number one question at the Q&A. And it'll be interesting to see who answers it. Will it be the senior producer? Will it be Eric? Will it be one of the developers? I'm more curious about who answers the question, not how they answer the question. Because who answers the question will tell us more than the answer itself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, yeah. I mean, they're all going to be in charge of certain parts of the game development and the release and stuff like that. So who says it? I mean, if it's one of the devs, then it's just like, oh, well, we finished it, so we released it, like that kind of thing. But if it's coming from somebody higher, that they're probably like, okay, this is how we handle the Relic question. I'll take the answer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
You guys got anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, all good. Brilliant conversation.
Yeah, I think we got through everything we planned to.
Yeah, I mean, that was a blast. It was way longer than I expected. So this is a lot of content for the channel right now. Hopefully it will amount to some new subscribers for both your channels as well. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, mate.
All right. Well, that's it, everybody. Until next time, we out of here.